Parts of the Midwest remain on edge this morning after a powerful storm system spawned several tornadoes. This video captured a twister developing over Oklahoma. Tornadoes touched down in at least 3 states yesterday. Oklahoma was hit the hardest, though, by at least 4 separate twisters. So joining us now on the phone from Ponca City, Oklahoma is Chris Chittick, extreme storm chaser for TornadoHunter.com. Chris, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
I know you've seen your fair share of pretty intense storms. We've seen some video and the damage looks pretty significant, but how powerful are these storms you've been chasing?
Yeah, well, yesterday it was a very, very substantial outbreak, actually, and you could kind of predict it about 5 days out. So, it was pretty intense. Like in Shawnee, Oklahoma, yesterday, the tornado came through and wiped out, a full part of the city there, and which is very unfortunate, but, people were out there, chasers were out there calling in reports, letting people know that there was a very intense storm coming their way so people could take the proper precautions to get out of the path of the storm. And then where we were, is we were up in Wichita, Kansas area, about 10 miles west-southwest, is where we captured our amazing tornado as well.
Now, what's it been like for you chasing this storm? I imagine that different storms have different characteristics. I don't know if they almost have different personalities. What's it been like tackling this one?
Yeah, this one was very difficult to chase, actually, because they started out and they were just popped up out of nowhere, and then they started moving about 40 miles an hour. So trying to keep up with the storm, looking at the roads, factoring in the weather, factoring in traffic, all that stuff. It got pretty chaotic, and we got really lucky yesterday. And what had happened was we were right on the storm. It just blew up out of nowhere, dropped the tornado, and it quickly got wrapped in rain, which is a very dangerous situation as well. And we got in what's called the bear's cage. So that's in between the rain and the actual tornado, about 500 yards away or so, and had great visuals of the tornado the whole time.
So you just described yourself as getting lucky, and I guess that's lucky for storm chasers. You've got a huge area. How do you determine exactly where you go to do your job?
Yeah, well, usually a couple days out, you can look at weather models and kind of pinpoint to a certain area, geographical area, and then within that geographical area, you get there that day, and it gets smaller and smaller, kind of a pinpoint, area. So when you're there, you just monitor the radar, look at the weather ops in the area and kind of figure it out. And then as soon as the storm pops up, if all the conditions are, looking good for it, then you can just chase it.
The forecasters had been warning that this was going to be a particularly bad couple of days. Is the science of predicting getting better?
I think it is, to be honest. Everyone's learning every single day out there. And another project that we're doing at TornadoHunter.com is we're also live streaming. So you can go to our website and see what's happening in real time. Which, the National Weather Service can tune in. They can get, the ground truth, what's happening, right now. And we're also doing camera probe deployments. So we have these probes that we mount on, this steel bar that we drill right into the ground. So we can kind of, no one's ever really directly got footage of what happens inside of a tornado. So we can get out in front of its path, and we kind of know what direction it's going. We can drop these probes into the ground and get some amazing footage.
Really fascinating stuff. Chris Chittick, extreme storm chaser for TornadoHunter.com. Stay safe out there, and thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great night.